Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday the 30th. Yeah, tomorrow's the 31st. So, hope you guys are doing well. We've got lots going on over here. Vicky and I are moving on with our project, and we may have the second video on that project may be on Wednesday of next week, but it might be Monday. It all depends on how much we get done tomorrow. We worked on it a little bit today, but we've been really crunched trying to get ready for this sale that we've got starting
and it's
tomorrow.
really too hot.
It's I don't. It was 108 last time I looked
It's
here.
107 now.
Yeah, it was a couple of hours ago.
Hi,
It was
Frank. Hi,
108.
Scott.
Hey guys, I want to go over some kind of a correction from last night. I was showing the Klingspor sanding discs, and I said those were boxes of 50. No, those were boxes of 100. I don't know why I was thinking 50, but those were boxes of 100. And I talked to our gal at Klingspor today, and I got some information for you guys. Although many of you guys put in the comments where you're buying the Klingspor stuff. But if you go to this is an 800 number, and this is for smaller quantities than what we bought. I think if it's $500 a year or less, this is where you would buy, where you can go to buy directly from Klingspor. If it's $500 or more a year, which is the category we're in probably, then we're buying from a different division of Klingspor, basically. So anyway, that is hopefully that will help you guys, and I know many of you have said that you guys already use Klingspor stuff, and it's terrific. Okay, so one other thing that happened in the last couple of days, I got comments on the YouTube channel that the videos had ads like at the front and in the middle and all over the place. Well, the way it works is I can choose where I want those ads to be placed, and I can also choose to have them skippable or not. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's within the content creator, within the YouTube Creator Studio. I can set those, and I have always set those. I've always tried to set those as play the video or the ad at the beginning and always make them skippable. That has always been kind of my preset thing, and it's always been that way. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's been different lately, but when I went in and checked, I never really had to check that because it was always kind of preset at those. Play the ad at the beginning and make it skippable so you guys can go right past it if you choose to. But somehow YouTube changed the rules, and they made those ads like at the beginning and then at midpoint or something in the middle of the video. I don't like that. I never have liked that. They say from an advertising standpoint it's a good idea. I just don't. That's not my thing. So I apologize if you guys saw the last videos and I went back and looked in like a week, and for the last week it looks like it's been set at that, and I didn't know it had changed. Fortunately, you guys hit me up and let me know, and I went in and changed those back, but I don't know how far back they started doing that. So if you guys see a specific video and you see ads playing in the middle, be sure and let me know, and I'll go in and change that. Being as we've got over 1,200 videos, I don't know how many of those videos are set that way. So anyway, I apologize for that. That wasn't my thing. It was something YouTube did arbitrarily, and every once in a while they do things arbitrarily. It's just part of the deal. So that's that. To get into the question tonight, I've only got one question, but I'm going to do a little demo. So Russ wrote me an email, and he said, I purchased one of your anchor layout templates. Looks like that. Well, that's because it was sprayed, but an anchor layout template. I practiced with it several times, but I'm not happy with how it's turning out. Any pointers or suggestions? I've used your profile bit by itself, profile bit, then the 60 bit, 60 by itself. I've even used one of my spiral bits I used for framing, but I'm not liking the results. Thanks in advance. So that was his original email. And like I mentioned the other day, it's really good if you guys have specific issues on things that you're having, that you're trying to explain to me. If you can send me pictures, it cuts out so much of the communication back and forth. It makes it so easy for me. So I wrote him back and I said, Russ, if you can send me a couple snapshots of what you're talking about, let me take a look at it and see what I can come up with. So he did. He sent me this picture of a couple of his...
Russ is here.
Oh, hey, Russ. He made it. He wasn't sure he was going to be able to come on. So he sent me these... This is one of the pictures that he sent me. He sent me several pictures, but this one I thought was the best of the ones he sent me. So my first response to Russ is, this is his first time carving, and I'm going to say it right now to Russ. Russ, cut yourself some slack, dude. These don't look bad. They really don't. For just carving these the first time, you got straight lines. Dude, these look pretty darn good. So, that being said, I'm going to show everybody what I was talking to Russ about. What I was telling him, oh gosh, I was going to write this down. There's a video that I did, Sadie Scroll video, but I can't remember the number of it right now, where I did, and I've done this several times. What I suggested to Russ, I just cut this inset with my profile bit, and I cut it at about 3/16 depth. And that, you can see, that gives me a pretty good line. But the reason I only cut it at 3/16 is because that's deep enough that it won't sand out, but it's shallow enough that it won't make a really fat line, and it will leave me quite a bit of meat in there. And what I suggested to Russ is to try my dimple effect. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Russ said video number 355.
Thank you, Russ. I appreciate that. I forgot which one. I knew it was 3 something, but 355, where I did some dimple effect on that Sadie scroll. But anyway, I'm going to fire up my router here after I take a drink. And I've got my 90-degree bit in, and I've got it set, I think, at 3/16. Yeah, pretty much 3/16. So here's what we're going to do, is I'm going to just show you an example of what my dimple effect looks like. Put on my cheaters here. Turn on my lights. And I'm going to turn it around this way so you guys can see what I'm doing, hopefully.
With your phone, I can't get in that close.
Can't get in that close. All right, so I'm going to do it here, and then I will, I'll hold it up close to the camera. But watch what the video, or the actual, where's the switch? This cordless router, I have to search for the switch all the time. That's not deep enough. I think this is Ponderosa Pine. Kind of reminds me of your pine saw. camera. So this,
Just hold it down.
I don't know if
There you
this
go.
is what you're looking for, Russ. I don't know if this is the type of texture that you want. This is the type of texture that I like. But you can see I literally just one cut at a time bring the bit up and put it down. Now, if I had been using my 90-degree bit, what would happen, it would have cut a wider swath, and I would have been more likely to hit the edges of the inside of the line there that I cut with my profile bit. But this is, I really like this. This is one of my favorite types of background. It's much more time consuming. It's more kind of laborious, let's say, but it definitely, I think it gives a texture that at least that I really like. So I'm hoping, Russ, this is something that can help you and anybody that has something like this where you're cutting it inset, but it's fairly narrow. Then don't go quite as deep with your profile bit. And certainly don't use a profile bit that's been ground a lot, because the more it's been ground, the fatter it cuts. I wouldn't have wanted to use that because it wouldn't have left me enough meat in there to be able to do this background. So anyway, there. I hope that helps. That's my demo. There it is.
My story.
That's all there is to it. But it's actually a really cool. Another thing that you can do, Russ, is that I noticed on your corners, if you look at, what do I do with that pen? I'm going to leave this right where it is. If you look at the points.
He said, yes, it's very helpful. Thank
Oh,
you.
good. If you look at the points, when I carved this with the profile bit, I lifted the router a little bit so I could get into those points a little bit better.
Got him.
Thank you. So that's what I did. Even though I was at 3/16 here, as I came to that point, I lifted a little bit so I could get a little tighter into those points. That's just, and I do that quite often. You could, if you're not quite comfortable enough with that router lifting that base, you could cut at a double. I could have backed it off to about to an eighth of an inch, done those points, and then go back down to 3/16 and do the rest of it. But that's something that the more you do, the more you'll gain a little bit more confident. And you can see here is what I was talking about. For everybody else, Russ, I'm sure knows the way you could only get so far into those corners there, but if you lift that a little bit, you'll be able to get those sharp points. Same thing over here. Okay? All right. There you go, fellas and ladies, guys and gals. On to sign carvers of the day. So tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow we'll be over on YouTube. Man, it's dust everywhere. What's up with that? We'll be over on YouTube live tomorrow
Let's
night.
see. Yes, I've been experimenting with lifting the corners. Hold on. Corner of the router. By the way, we're using the same cordless router.
Who is that?
Use it, Russ.
Oh, Russ? You got that router too. It's actually a really neat little router. I need to get a bigger battery because that battery will only last about 13 minutes from full charge straight through if I'm carving a sign. That 2 amp hour battery, I think I've timed it at about 13 minutes. So I need a 4 amp hour or a 5 amp hour.
You can make it closer.
Thank you. All right, Brian Poor. Some really cool stall signs. So this is a new niche for him. These are all pine, gold flake on the horseshoes. Great job, Brian. That is really a big market. The stall signs like that, it's a huge market. Bill Sanderson. There's a Freedom Eagle there for you. Now, what he did is opposite of me on the ribbon. He did those outset. But it's a little different letter style. More of a block letter, whereas ours was more of a serifed letter. But great job, Bob. Or excuse me, Bill. Terrific job, Bill. Love it. Christina Klein, very first
Christina's
sign.
Hey,
Christina's here?
I think so.
Christina's very first sign. Terrific job, Christina. Nicely
She's the one
done.
that's the school teacher.
Is she?
In,
I can't remember.
Is it New York?
I
think?
can't remember. Terrific job, Christina. Keep up the great work. Jose Damini in Uruguay. And he made these for his kids. So I'm hoping that you're seeing this, Jose. Good job, buddy. I think these are his first. I think. I'm not sure, but I think these are his first. Great job, Jose. Love it. Keep up the great work, buddy. And Len Hoven. Bourbon and Cigars spoken here. Love it. Great artwork over there. Terrific job. Very, very nice. Great group, guys. Great looking signs. So, anything I need to answer on there?
You said you had a question.
Tessa has a question? What a shock. What's up, Tessa?
She told me today she had a question for you.
So, Saturday morning, you guys have been sending us questions for Dad, for me to do an interview with Dad. You guys will see a partial of that on Saturday, and you'll probably see the full interview on Monday or Wednesday.
So Tessa's question is, if you overspray, can you, I'm assuming that's wipe. She talks in her thing.
Yeah.
Can you wipe it off?
Sure. Yeah, I used to do that quite often. I try not to spray heavy enough that you have to do that. But if something happens where you spray heavy, you can wipe it off or I used to take paper towels and kind of, what do you call that when you just dab it?
Dab it off.
You know, like you would do with your lipstick when you put on your lipstick too heavy.
I don't wear lipstick.
Well, you used to.
No.
Back when, yeah.
No, I don't.
Not since we've been married over 10 years. You're past that.
Over 10 years?
Yeah. Back when we were only married 10 years or less, you used to wear lipstick, put on makeup and all that stuff, but no, not now.
Frank said Tessa and I talk often. She is so eager to learn. Love it.
Tessa is a wealth of questions,
She's a
and
sponge.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Huh? Yeah.
She's like a sponge.
She's not afraid to ask anything, and I love that about her.
We talk
really
every
do.
day.
Yeah, I love talking with Tessa. And
All right.
anything else?
On indoor signs, do you spray on indoor signs? Do you spray clear on both sides of the board?
Yes, I always, when I finish a board, I always finish the entire board, inside or outside. I finish the entire thing because the board still will gain moisture from being inside. Not as much as outside, but it still will soak up moisture out of the air, you know, just by its nature. So seal up the edges and the back. Sometimes I'll put 4 or 5 coats on the front and maybe only 3 coats on the back. But yeah, I definitely do the front, back, and all 4 sides.
John Hall says, have you ever used Ticky Tack to hold stencils in place when you spray them?
Ticky Tack? I don't even know what that is, John. It sounds like some kind of a spray adhesive, but that's what it sounds like. But I have used in the past. I have used adhesive once in a great while, but not very often. I generally have a pretty good touch with my spray can, where I can not have it, you know, move around too much. But if there's super tiny letters, that's not a bad idea.
That's it.
Okay, that's it, guys. So today's Thursday. Tomorrow we're over on YouTube, same time. And tomorrow night the sale starts. So I know many people have asked about that. So that is and I put the commercial on, I think you guys saw it on Facebook today. Hopefully. I'll probably put it on again tomorrow. I want to get...
Good night, Pam.
Good night, Tim. So thanks again to Matt Bay for putting that little clip together for us.
Says it's a putty-like substance, the Tiki Tack.
A putty-like, almost like plumber's tape, kind of putty kind of thing. Interesting. Well, not plumber's tape, no. Plumber's putty, I guess I was thinking, like a caulking. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever used that. Just never really needed to. I have pretty light touch with the spray can. Anyway, all right, guys, that is it. Thanks so much for watching. And let me know if you have any questions. If you have more questions for Dad for the interview, we're going to be filming that tomorrow, posting it on Saturday, and then either on Monday or Wednesday. But if you guys still have questions for Dad, I've got some really, really good ones. But if you guys have more questions for him, email them to me, eric@makeawoodsign.com, and I will definitely put them in the mix. So
Dan Yoda says Google is your friend, Eric.
Yes.
Google that Tiki Tack.
Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. I will. Google is my friend. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks so much. We love you, and we will see you guys tomorrow night.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.